paint a picture of someone's day when they realize that they have issues and they need a sewer repair.
That's a horrible day. I always tell everyone that I never want to say, how is your day going, especially on a day when you got me coming out, because I know it's never a good day, especially when you see the little van behind the big van. You know it's time to look at getting his pipe fixed. So what we do is we try and de-escalate the situation as much as possible. I always offer Starbucks on the way, so if you're lucky enough to get me at your house, I'll ask you if you want Starbucks. Because I know this is no fun. So we want to be under as least stress as possible. It's not a great time for us to be out now. Stop using water, and we can schedule another time for us to come out and reevaluate the situation. That actually is usually better. The more water that gets the chance to seep out of the pipe, if there is a break in the pipe, it is going to seep out somewhere. Now, it might not be where you want it to be, but that's okay because we can fix it when we do the repair on your pipe. So making sure that it is a time for all decision makers to be there. Anyone that is on title of the home will need them there, as a repair is going to be something that typically is costly. Most people do not have the funds, especially on a emergency situation, to be able to cough up a lot of money or potentially have this. Most people don't plan for this type of situation. I'll tell you myself, if my sewer were to back up and I had to do a repair, I would be looking at one of the options that we offer as well, which is the best part about Colin Smith, is we can give you monthly payments. We do offer quite a few different options on how we can get that covered as well.
All right, so let's get into the warning signs that a homeowner needs a repair. So I'm going to give you I have 6 bullets here. Just talk about them a little bit, and what people see and what that might mean. All right. So drain backup or persistent slow drainage.
Yeah. So if you're seeing constant drain backups and snaking it is not taking care of it, we can some sort of repair. The most band-aid repair besides a drain snaking that we can offer would be a high pressure drain cleaning. Now, we would have to do some sort of repair to install a standard clean out before we could do that option. But that is typically the next step if you're seeing constant drain backups or slow drains happening in the home.
Okay. What about gurgling sounds in the drain?
So that is a huge sign to stop using any water in the home. The next step after that is going to be, of course, if you've dealt with this before, you know that the next step is water coming up. So the best thing you can do is stop using any water. Call us, Smith Plumbing, and we can come out and do a nice drain cleaning and offer you guys a camera to actually figure out where the repair is needed.
Okay. Foul sewage odors.
Yeah, this is the worst. The worst part about drains backing up is it doesn't smell anywhere else besides in your home. So the number one thing you can do is just get the pipe fixed so you can stop having these odors coming up in the home. It's not normal. I don't know about you, but I send my 4-year-old down to the basement a lot. And if he came running up telling me there was poop smells, I'd be in a lot of trouble by my wife. So getting that problem fixed is huge.
What about pools of water on the lawn?
Yeah, so as nice as it might be, because we are in a drought in Colorado and everywhere else, the water coming up is not a normal thing. And that is a huge sign that either sewage is seeping up through your pipe or the fact that you may have a break in the water line. And we need to figure out what that is, either one, and do a repair on that.
Is that the same as like a flooding of septic waste in the yard? So would that be basically either you have an issue of the septic line or your main line is just broken in the yard?
Yeah, good question. So that usually happens when some people have already done some sort of repair in the past. May not have been a correct repair. Usually we see a lot, unfortunately, in this area, since we do have a lot of crawl space. Homes with that having crawl space below your sewer pipe is typically only 4 to 6 feet deep, and some brave souls are willing to conquer digging down to that themselves and actually hammering on the pipe to insert a homemade sewer cleanout. And that is typically where you'll see that waste seep up through there because they didn't do a proper connection on that pipe. So we'd have to dig that section up and do a real repair with proper connections, get it inspected, and go from there.
Okay, so still on the warning signs of needing a repair, what about foundation problems?
Yeah, so foundation problems is a huge sign that you're having sewer backups in the home. May not be a backup that you're seeing, as again the drains are underground. I don't have X-ray vision, so I can't see under the pipe underneath the ground. But the sewer and water will eventually find its way up, and that's where you'll start seeing foundation issues, cracking in the home. Worst case scenario, you don't get the pipe repaired, and you have to get your house mud jacked. That is a very costly repair on top of having to get your sewer line done as well.
Okay, so let's get into the typical causes of sewer line damage. So, what debris and common items, everyday household items, can cause clogged pipes?
Yeah, so the worst thing, actually, believe it or not, is going to be your hair that goes down the bathtub, especially if you've already been having sewer problems in the past or any sewer backups already. That extra stuff will cling right onto those roots and kind of close that pipe up even quicker. Or food down your kitchen pipe is another really bad thing. My wife is notorious for scooping the plate right into the sink, and me being a plumber, I kind of freak out. But I know we got a nice, properly constructed drain system, so it's not going to be a problem like it shouldn't be if your drains are designed right. However, if you're already having this problem, eliminating any extra waste, flushable wipes, hair down the drain, just being as cautious as possible. Unfortunately, not making your home really much of a home.
Okay, what about like outside? What are the signs that tree roots are causing or will cause sewer damage?
Good question. So a huge sign is actually a green spot in the lawn. Typically, you'll see a random strip of green in the yard or a low spot. That's because everything is going towards that water and it's causing extra settling.
Okay. Now, what causes corroded pipes? And is there typically an age of pipes where they become useless?
Yeah, so anything before 1982, they use cast iron piping, and that piping is notorious for rusting out. And you'll start to see, it a lot of the times actually backups, slight bubbling backups, and you'll see black water is a huge sign that there's going to be a rusted out pipe in the home, and that needs to be taken care of as quickly as possible, for sure.
So if you get discolored water in your pipes, is that typically, you see this on movies and things like, they turn on a pipe and brown water comes out. Is that because it's cast iron, it's rusted, or is that just other issues possibly?
Good question. That's actually a real life thing that happens. They thought it was a good idea to use lead piping for water, and that's a whole other subject we can get into for sure. But that will cause corrosion inside the pipe. The pipe basically closes up on yourself. And when you see that, that's you're drinking the metal that's deteriorated.
Okay. What about in Colorado Springs? Do you get extreme temperatures that cause sewer problems?
Yeah, great question. So Colorado Springs is notorious for its weather. Actually, I was at my house yesterday. It was hailing 10 minutes away. I went to a customer's house this morning, and they said it was sunshine all day. They had no idea what I was talking about. So Colorado Springs is notorious for the crazy up and down weathers, cold snaps, and that can cause, especially if you have sewer problems already, into worst case scenario potentially freeze. As again, a lot of the pipes we have here in Colorado Springs area are right on that frost line.
So the steps for an inspection or a repair diagnostic starts with an interview when you get to the house. What do you ask? What are you looking for? And what are you hoping that the homeowner can tell you about their situation?
Yeah, no, for sure. That's a great question, actually. And that's I don't know about you, but anytime I go to the mechanic, I'm not a mechanic, I'm a plumber, so I take my car to a professional for that. And anytime I go there with that, I can never recreate the situation I made me bring my car in. So the same thing happens every time we get called out. So I completely understand that question for sure. So what we do is we do a full plumbing inspection. We'll evaluate everything. We have a system of testing multiple different drains to potentially recreate, but and recontrol the situation as well. Now, any information they can provide as far as if they heard a gurgle in the toilet, or they were running the shower and they got out and the toilet bowl water was lower than normal. Any of that information, the tub was draining slow for a week in the past, anything they can remember is huge. But we do have a full system on what we can do to recreate anything that won't make you seem crazy as a homeowner, because I know exactly what you're talking about there.
Okay, so let's talk about that physical inspection, the diagnostic tool. So what's your checklist? What do? You use the camera, the gas leak detectors, the water evaluation.
Yeah, great question. So the biggest step is first we have our drain technicians come out, and they play a crucial role in this process. They come out and they do a full inspection on every drain in the home, and we have a checklist that we make sure that everything is either a pass or fail on that, to make sure that you don't call us back with a potential problem and a week later we have a different way of looking and listening to the drains. I know my wife thinks I'm crazy because every time the toilet gets flushed, I'm sitting there counting. I'm like, it should be done, and it's not done yet. And she's like, I almost want to run up there every time. So we have a different set of ears as far as how it comes to listening to those drains, and we can recommend any sort of repairs or cleanings or replacements that are needed on that.
Okay.
So what we'll do first is do a drain cleaning to make sure, again, that the drain is completely clear, so all the water is out of the system. Even if it wasn't backing up, we need to do that. That is crucial to get any debris out of the pipe. The second step is to take a camera down so we can do an inspection of the system. The best part about Smith Plumbing is we have been in the local area since 1974. And this area, if you know anything about Colorado Springs, it's a very tight-knit community. Everyone knows each other, and make sure that you do a good job. If not, you'll get ran out of this town pretty quickly. So we've been around since 1974, and we drive bright pink trucks. So we're not out running you, and we do a damn good job at the work that we do. So you can give us a call at 719-392-4269, and we can get you squared away with a free inspection on the plumbing side.